Hi everybody, welcome to Khong Driving. We are in the Mazda 2 and we're in our favorite BH petrol station in Ara. We're going to do the fuel consumption run today and we're going to reset our meter. Okay, so now it's reset and the odometer is at 0 and we are starting our run. So as usual, we will have to fight through this traffic and get to the toll plaza, and all this time we're actually incurring very bad fuel consumption because we are idling the car and going nowhere. So anyway, it's an average kind of thingy. We're going to travel about 30 kilometers as usual, and we will use the same route as we always use, which is heading towards Kuala Selangor, and we'll get up to that same place we did last time where we did 30 kilometers. It's at the toll plaza somewhere on that highway. Not quite sure which one, but here we go. And so we are blending into the traffic, and so we're just accelerating in auto, and we just try to blend into the traffic without creating too much of a fuss. Because it's one thing to go for fuel consumption, the other one is for safety. So if safety is involved, we will take priority. Safety will take priority. So if you have to accelerate, you accelerate lah. Don't drive slowly and be a nuisance to others. You might get hit and then it becomes more expensive. Okay, so again, you see, every time I come to this Smart Tech lane, there's a long line. You know why? Possibly because somebody is stuck. Yes, as usual, somebody is stuck. So we go to the touch and go lane, and hopefully they don't have somebody who doesn't have a card or has a card with no money. All this is quite detrimental to the fuel consumption. Look at it, man. Our average since we got now, you're showing just now, was 3 kilometers per liter, and now it's 10. So this is not our target. This car is capable of something a lot better, so we use the touch and go instead of the Smart Tech, and here we go. So it is a hot afternoon. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and of course in the hot weather, two things are likely to happen. First thing that's likely to happen is the fuel consumption is going to be worse than normal because we're running the aircon now very cold. Yes, I'm setting it at about 18 degrees because it's so hot. And the second thing that's likely to happen is the camera that's facing me, may overheat because that is under the windscreen and is in the sun. Same thing with this camera that is on the screen that's showing you. You can see now, it's 10.4 kilometers per liter. Now there's a bit of glare. I'm so sorry about that, but that's the best we can do. And you can see some reflections of myself and my beautiful passenger here who does not wish to be known. Hello, passenger. Okay, so she's here to give it a more of a what you call classic reading, two people sitting in the car traveling and see what type of fuel consumption you get. So this is the afternoon traffic just after lunch. This is the 2 o'clock traffic on the NKVE. Look at that. A lot of cars and trucks, and we are just blending into the stream, and we are showing 13.8 now. It was 10.4. It suddenly jumped to 13.8. Okay, so something about this engine for this car. Now Mazda have got a series of engines that feature a technology called SKYACTIV technology. So in the original engine, they run as high as 14:1 compression ratio, and this is a compression ratio that is unheard of in other engines. So the highest you get is like 12.5 or 12.7, and that's in a full race car. And then Mazda came up with this idea of let's have higher compression because that will make the fuel burn better. Yeah, the higher the compression, the better the burn. So they managed to come up with a design of engine that allows 14:1 compression ratio, and they call it the SKYACTIV engine. And that one has sort of revolutionized the fuel consumption figures in the world. So this engine not only produces power, it also produces good fuel economy. So they managed to achieve that goal by having a bowl in the piston that the fuel actually is injected in, and that helps to prevent detonation, because if you had too high a compression, the fuel actually starts to burn before the piston can reach the top, and that will cause detonation or explosion inside the engine that works counter to the engine. Yeah, so it's actually trying to stop the engine from turning. So Mazda cleverly came up with this SKYACTIV notion, and that is how the SKYACTIV engine was built, and it's been around, if I am not mistaken, it's been around since 2010 or earlier than that. Yeah, so it's been around for quite a while, and the technology is quite well accepted and already proven. So for Malaysian engines, because of the temperatures or whatever that we operate here, they cannot run 14:1. So for Malaysian engines, they run a slightly lower compression, which is 13:1. But still, the effect is good. And those people who have been driving Mazdas for the last 10 years or so, those with the SKYACTIV engines will attest to this. The fuel consumption is better than the normal engine. So today we are running a 1.5 liter engine in a car that is a little bit under 1.1 tons. So part of the SKYACTIV technology also means building a car that's lightweight, building a transmission that's lightweight and compact, and also a transmission. The SKYACTIV transmission also minimizes the slip in the transmission case. So that also increases fuel efficiency. So everything works together to give you the entire SKYACTIV philosophy and the technology to give you the fuel consumption. So today we'll put it to the test, and we'll see what this car can do over a 30-kilometer range. We have done 7.3 kilometers up to now, and we are showing 16.2 kilometers per liter. Now we are driving at about 90 kilometers per hour right now. Yeah, just now we climbed the hill, so that was also detrimental to the consumption. Now we're going down the hill, and I see a car that wants to change lane. Well, he didn't. Okay, so downhill we gain a little bit, 7.9, and we're actually showing 16.6 kilometers per liter. Now that in itself is also very good, already very good. Yeah, we are still going at 90 kilometers per hour, and this is like what you call real world situation. So what we are doing is we are actually following the flow of traffic, and I'm actually following this red Suzuki here, who is going actually 90, but the speed limit is actually 110. So we will go to the outer lane and go a bit faster. So guys, you might want to save fuel, but you shouldn't be like a rolling stone in a brook. Yeah, a stone rolling in a brook where the water is pushing you along and you are creating resistance. So what you need to do is to go with the flow and go at the speed that everybody else is going. So we are going at about slightly above 100. Yeah, and that's because the cars in front of us are going at 100. So we can't go 110, because if we did, then we'll be also having some issues. So we are going at, oh sorry, the speed limit is 90, so we should go to 90. So we are following the speed limit here, and we are, oh my, we have 18. Can you see 18? Yeah, I can see 18 there. 18 kilometers per liter, which is actually very, very remarkable, yeah, for a 1.5 liter engine that has 118 PS and 149 Newton meters of torque. We actually took the car up to Genting already and it has proven itself. So now what we need to do is to check out exactly what type of fuel consumption it can get, because honestly speaking, our channel is 5 years old by end of this month, yeah, and we have actually not checked out the Mazda 2 in terms of fuel consumption. So this is the first time we are doing it. So I hope you will bear with us and let us share the fuel consumption of this car. Okay, now we have gone 11.6 kilometers. We're going at about 105 kilometers per hour. And I would like to share with you, we have got 18.5 kilometers per liter. Isn't that great? So we have 18.5 kilometers per liter and we are going at 120. Oops, sorry, I gotta slow down a bit. In the excitement, we went above the speed limit. Yeah, okay, now we are back to 110 and okay, we are overtaking cars and we are in the fast lane, but I do see some cars at the back. They're coming towards us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move back into the middle lane after I overtake this truck. The cars at the back are still quite some distance away. So that proves that what we are doing is we're driving at the speed that normal people drive at. Yeah, we didn't arrange for all these people to be on the road at this speed. We just blend into the traffic, and so this is what you would get if you were following this traffic going at this speed. So as of this point in time, I would like to show you the fuel consumption is 18.8, which is actually incredible. Yeah, we are getting 18.8 kilometers per liter, and of course the fact that this is a 6-speed gearbox also contributes to the economy. Yeah, we are going at about a little bit under 2000 RPM. Yeah, so I think the speed on this car is about, in 6th gear, it would be about 45 kilometers per hour for every 1000 RPM. So actually the gearing is quite aggressive, but even then the engine is good enough to give us this type of fuel consumption. So we are now going at 90 and following the car in front of us. So this is a very typical road driving situation. So if you are driving at about, now we're almost 100. So if you're driving at almost 100 kilometers per hour on the highway and doing what I'm doing now, you would be getting about 19. Wow, it has just jumped to 19.3 kilometers per liter. So of course, if you are stuck in a traffic jam and you're accelerating hard, then your fuel consumption will suffer. Yeah, but if you are doing constant throttle and light throttle like this, it's good to know that this is the type of consumption you will typically get, right? Okay, so we are now still showing 19.3. We are somewhere in the Sungai Buloh area. Okay, we are 10 kilometers from Rawang. Okay, we are going to overtake a little bit and we'll go back into the center lane because there is one car that was going very slow. Maybe he's on an economy run. Yeah. Okay, we have gone 17.6 kilometers and we are showing 19.6 kilometers per liter. How's that, man? Isn't that great? Okay, we cannot show the odometer because it's on a different location. So we decided to use the center meter because, or rather the center screen, because it has bigger numbers that are easier to see. Okay, so we're going to come out and overtake this truck, this very low rider, and we have cars coming behind. And yes, it is starting to rain. So rain or shine, we still go on, yeah. And as of now, we have gone 19 kilometers and we are showing 19.5 kilometers per liter. Technically, guys, that means all the way from PJ to here, we have used less than 1 liter of fuel. Yeah. So now we have gone exactly 19.5 kilometers in our odometer. So that means we have just used up 1 liter of fuel. How's that? So at 205, so the cost per kilometer is just over 10 cents per kilometer, around 11 cents. So even in this day and age, you can actually achieve quite good fuel consumption numbers. Yeah. So we've gone 20 kilometers and it is showing 19.6. Okay, so we're going to get to the toll and the Guthrie corridor, and here is where we will suffer a little bit in terms of fuel consumption because we're going to slow down and accelerate out again. So it's all a lot of plus and minuses when you're driving on a highway, and in the rain you also get a bit more resistance to your travel because of the water, and also the water increases the weight of your car a little bit, so that would also affect your consumption. Here we in the smart tech lane, and it's $2.21 coming to this toll, and we are showing 19.9 kilometers per liter. Very good. So as long as your mileage is increasing, that means your consumption is getting better and better. That means technically the car is doing better than 19.9 if you climb up to 19.9. Okay, so it will climb up to the stage where it cannot climb up anymore, and that's what is the typical consumption you're getting at that point in time. Okay, so we are slowing down for some traffic here. We are still showing 19.9. Take the left to get onto the Rata. So in rainy conditions, you expect the traffic to slow down a bit, and so will we. We will just follow the traffic, whatever they're doing. You don't want to be going very fast when everybody is going slow, yeah? Because the road is slippery. And you have to be careful. Wow, it's raining quite heavily. So we are going at 90. And in the rain, don't forget to switch on your lights. Actually, this car has auto lights, but I just want to make sure that I turn on the light for sure, because sometimes if there is enough light, then the auto lights don't come on. So as a matter of course, we have turned on the headlamps, and this will ensure that people can see us. Okay, we are going at about 100. I just slow down a little bit because there's landing water, yeah. And you see how loud the rain is thundering down here. We have dropped that to 19.5, and the rain mist is so bad I can hardly see the road. So guys, this is a real fuel consumption test, man. There's standing water on the road and we are slowing down. It's actually slowing down the car. Okay, we move to the left-hand lane. There's nobody behind us. And everybody is actually some distance away. But we're actually catching up with cars in front of us. Okay, we have gone 25.8 kilometers and we are showing 19.5 kilometers per liter, and we are being overtaken by a motorbike. Okay, so there is a truck in front of us. We will come out. We are maintaining 19.5. But there's a lot of standing water, so I'm going to slow down a bit. Yeah, I'm going to slow down because there's a lot of standing water. That's not very good for safety. Yeah. Yeah, consumption has gone down to 19.4 because I think there's a lot of resistance to the movement of the car because of the water and the weight. The car has taken on at least 10 kilos of weight, I think, or more. But still, it is a consumption test, and these are interesting conditions. Yep, you can see 19.4, and you can see the car in front of us. Well, they're all going slow. And we've gone 27.5. We are going to hit it's the Bandar Pasir Putri Toll Plaza, I think. It's 3 kilometers down the road, and that should bring us to our 30-kilometer test stint. And we are showing now 28 kilometers, and we have achieved 19.4. So guys, just hold on for another 2 kilometers and we'll see what we can get. Yeah, so we are still going a bit faster at 94 or 94 kilometers per hour, I think. And yeah, it was 95, and rain has abated a bit, and we are overtaking cars, and the consumption has gone worse to 19.2. Yeah, because we are accelerating. Yes, so we're going to crest this hill, and we will have another 1 kilometer to go to get to 30 kilometers, which will be exactly at the toll plaza in front of us. Okay, so here we go up the hill, 19.2. So always the consumption increases here because we're going up the hill, and then it will get better as we go down the hill. It's 29.8 kilometers, 29.9, and we hit 30 kilometers. And guys, we are happy to report that we have done 19.2 kilometers per liter on the Mazda 2. Yes, with the SKYACTIV gearbox, 6-speed auto, and 30 kilometers of driving, and we have 19.2 kilometers per hour. Oh, this is the Plaza Toll Khong Barat. Alright, so guys, confirm, yeah, 19.2 kilometers per liter on the clock. We have clocked exactly the same distance has all our tests, and we'd like to thank you for being with us, and till we meet again in our next video, bye bye. And of course, if you want to buy this car, go to shop.yskhongdriving.com and do your booking there, or send us a WhatsApp 016-335-0609. Thanks again for being with us, and till we meet again, bye bye.